Wait, you can hear me now? Oh, wait. I don't know what device that is. It's not the default device. What mic are you? You can hear me. I have no idea if this is like. Wait, okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn the volume down just in case this is blasting. Also, that was a good idea. It was a good idea stacking. Hold on, I'm gonna. That was me scraping the outside of the microphone, and I couldn't tell if that was actually doing the sound or where is it coming from? What? Okay, so it's using the default device. Also, hello everybody. It sounds okay. Does it sound like it did before? Because I can't. Okay, so speakers are going to USB advanced audio device, which I think is this mic here, which is not my speakers. That's cool. I want, okay, sound output to go to there. How about sound input? And it's been forever since I've done this in Windows. Where does like sound input come from? Like if I go to the, oh wait, microphone setting, microphone. Okay, microphone access on. That's fine. Can I see which devices are it thinks the default is? Go to settings. Okay, that's output, input. Microphone. 5 now, USB advanced audio device. Well, that sounds about right. Okay, so I think it is this thing. I think it is this thing. I think we're good to go. It's hard to tell. But I'll keep it. Feels too low. Let's see. I'm just peeking into yellow, but like for the most of the time I peek halfway into yellow. So let me turn it up just a tiny bit more. How about this? Tell me what you feel about this one. And now that I can actually say hello, hello Xanax, hello Asitsu, hello Stacking, hello Dottie, let's see, hello Albert, and Bimero. How are you all doing today? Happy Friday. Apparently it's a tech issue Friday, so I don't know what happened. Well, okay. The computer, the PC updated last night, so maybe that happened. I moved, so I had switched it from USB 3 to USB 2 port. That didn't seem to do anything. And now I moved it to the front USB 3 ports. And that seems to have worked. So that's cool. Now I have ZilbyCam and that on front USB. So at least we can see Zilby. And he's happy hanging out here. So next, you're not doing good. Is it the what is it? The 3JS? The 3 something? The 3s? 3JS shadows. You can't find a solution for 3JS shadows because it's not really working. Remember, no matter what, it's read-only Friday, so no debugging tech issues. That's so I'm a big believer of like setting up DevOps automation to the max. If you do that, if you have like really good automations, if you have really good like deployment systems, you have the ability to roll back super easily with no effort rollbacks, then you can deploy safely on a Friday at 4:55 p.m. Think about that. Like it's almost like it could be a measure of how how DevOpsy you are. It's like, can you without fear deploy something to production, knowing that no matter what, things will just work? Because like, even if it's bad code, it could just fail the tests or something and then roll back automatically. Like, do you have all that set up to do that for you, so you don't have to do it? So basically all the debugging happens automatically. If not, that's a goal. That's a thing that you can start working on, or at least try to convince your boss to start working on. Xanax, if you get your code deployed, like maybe using that stackblitz that Stacking found, if that works for you, then we can take a look at it on stream and try to figure something out. Otherwise, like during the day later, I can, like, if you get it deployed, I can try running it in one of my browsers. I have noticed that I don't know about 3JS, but like some weird like sort of shadow things or some other stuff, if it's using like certain types of stuff, it might depend upon like the operating system we're on, the browser that we're using, the graphics card that we have, like things like that. Like Firefox traditionally has been really bad at rendering some of those things. Sometimes not doing it at all, sometimes just doing it poorly. I think it's gotten a lot better in years, but like there was a time where basically anything made with like interesting 3D effects or really awesome shadows or something else in Firefox would just fall over. And Chrome would be fine, but I think it's a lot better. You know, see, that's the problem. You haven't, if you have an RTX 3090, like I think that a shadow requires, like, you know, it requires more computing power than like Cyberpunk requires at top level. So shadows are expensive. No, it should be fine. Like it's more of like sometimes there can be weird stuff that goes on and it hits, because like CSS type things do attempt to run as much as they can on the graphics card, which is one of the reasons why you always want to do your animations in CSS as opposed to in JavaScript. But sometimes weird stuff happens too, because we're all using weird technology, and weird technology works with weird technology, and it's weird. If I remember correctly, at one point, Firefox didn't have GPU access, so it was CPU only. That would explain a lot. That would actually explain why it was so terrible at anything 3D. Do you remember there was a GPU test system? Maybe we can find it. It was like a 3D GPU test website, like three. All right, let me I'm going to keep this window small because I think there might be flashing lights. So we're going to put this down here. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I saw like a bunch of particles flying across the screen, so warning for this, but let's try this. This is in normal Firefox, an HTML5 3D benchmark. Let's see. So Canvas 3D test 1. This is a stress test. Moving blocks will be added to the scene until you drop below 10 frames per second. The score is determined by the amount of blocks. So the current FPS is 67, 77, 67. I wish it told me how many blocks there were. Have I started working on a POC for us? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't like, I know I'm the point of contact for like the courses and other stuff, but like I don't need to be a point of contact for like everything else they're working on. Wait, you're talking about something else, right? Not point of contact. For years working, that was what POC meant for me. Like proof of concept. Okay. Although you're not stacking, so that we both might be wrong. Let's see. From start, I booted my Ubuntu on my Alienware during startup. I have some errors there. Maybe I'll start. Oh, I mean, so it's hard to tell, right? Like, if you can, check a different computer. Xanax, if you don't have access to another computer at all, and you have like, I don't know, $5 or less to that you're willing to spend on code, you can on Amazon spin up a desktop. Like you can basically spin up a desktop application, like a desktop computer with a graphics card, also one without a graphics card if you want to test this out. And then you can run your code and then load it up from like you basically get a web view into that desktop, and you could run Firefox, you could run code, Chrome. It's a fully normal desktop computer, and you can test it there to see like if it's good or not. Okay, you're gonna try it on your laptop too. It happened yesterday, so you didn't try it on your laptop. Okay, like normally things should just work better on desktops, right? But you know, it's web is weird, right? Like programming is weird. Also stacking, you can tell the dev for the manager. I know my manager is sticking out. Although that was like sysadmin type stuff, like and government type stuff, because like everything needed a POC. Everything needed a POC. Who's the POC? Who's the POC? I'm the POC. Who's the backup POC? Okay, I'll be the backup POC this week. Okay, we're rotating for next week. Who gets the pager this week? That's the kind of thing. You believe it was a really bad decision when you booted Ubuntu in your Alienware, no support. It's like normally these days it's okay to boot like Ubuntu on a computer, right? Like normally it just works just fine. And it's fairly rare these days. Yes, before normal devs, POC means proof of concept. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm not a normal dev. Maybe you all can accept me like as a not normal dev and dev clothing. I hope none of us are normal. I mean, if you're hanging around with me, you're probably not. You're probably just as interesting as I am, which hopefully is actually real interesting and not just like weird interesting. But I'm not holding out hope. Okay, this test takes a long time. It's putting a lot of things on the screen, and it's down to 19 FPS. Tigregalis, hello. POC is also person of color. Oh, I think I've heard that before. It's definitely not the like the first thing that I go to in my mind. Proof of concept makes more sense. It's one of the reasons why I try to ban as many acronyms as possible when I'm working with somebody, because like we're both like we both say an acronym and we both have like a completely different thing of what we're trying to say, and we don't know what that means. Okay, well, I think it's safe to say that like my my Firefox here can do pretty good 3D. Also, this takes a friggin' long time, and I'm not happy about that. I need the TSP ASAP. But acronyms are fun. They are, I guess they are fun. The acronyms can be a lot of fun to create, especially if they're weird acronyms, and then you just confuse a lot of people with them. That works too. All right, well, it says not to put this in a background, but I am totally gonna put this in a background, and we're gonna come back to it later because I am done waiting for it. Oh yeah, and I was gonna mention Xanax. So back in the day, it used to be recommended that you do not install like, unsupported operating systems on your hardware because, you don't know what it's going to do. Maybe it's going to like run your CPU with no fan or something like that. But these days, the motherboard is able to control the fan pretty well, and like it doesn't matter what operating system you pretty much put on it. Like it has to be one that's like they have to screwed it up pretty badly. And Alienware is by Dell, and Dell and Ubuntu have had an agreement with each other for a long time now. So I would almost say that like if there's any operating system, like any non-standard operating system put on an Alienware, I would almost imagine that Ubuntu should work just fine. I can't imagine that it should like damage hardware. You know who loves acronyms? The government. That's where I got my like not love for acronyms. Because there are so many acronyms in the government. They have one for every basic word in the world. So I don't know if it's true anymore, but I worked, let's see. I worked at one place that had a self-referencing acronym, and then also I met somebody who worked at Jedi, who I think that they renamed it because of reasons. And Jedi was a acronym referencing acronym, which is just like they forced it. They really, really forced it. But that was JAXA environment something something something. They were doing advanced supercomputing stuff. They named it that way so they could claim that they were Jedis, and that there was only like so many Jedis, like real Jedis in the world. I could imagine that didn't go very well for very long. Because like I don't remember them doing it like the next year, but like they were very proud when they came in, and like they every year they would come in and like we'd be able to hang out with some of them, and they were like, yeah, we're Jedis, like officially we're Jedis now. It's like, okay, that's really cool. Your job once required you to read government security reports, and the thing was 90% acronyms. You hated it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. All right. So YCL, we are doing data table. So what I decided to do, we're gonna make a data table from scratch again, as opposed to update that other data table. I think it's gonna be better. So I want to take my time with this. If I need to take like breaks to go work on like other things while we're building this, I think it's gonna be fine. But I think it's gonna be important for us to have this. It's kind of like a important feature for a lot of different things. So we're gonna build that out. So here's what I want to do. In our component library, we're going to go to tables, and we're going to create a data table section down here. So we might be able to use that table, but we're going to have to create some other stuff around it, most likely. So let's see. I'm in YCL. Let's go to page. First of all, I can buffer close that. I don't need that anymore. We want pages or prototypes pages, tables. Okay, so here's this. We have our level 1. Let's create another one. This is a BB title level equals level. We'll make this a 2. That could be aligned left. Wait, are you helping me? What's level? Why do you... You are helping me. So, yes, last night I updated, I ran a brew update. And so I got a new version of Alacrity. I got the new Helix. All the good stuff. So this is interesting. Have I seen this before? Where it's like trying to help me out. It's trying to give me like what this level is. That's pretty cool. So let's see. This is going to be just normal table. So if we do that, there's table. And then we're going to add you in here, and you're going to be not table. Now you're going to be data table. All right, this is where we're going to do all of our work. Okay, so what does the data table have? I kind of want to go look at, let's look at some design inspirations. Okay, whoa, you're done. Canvas score, test. I had 1,138 elements. Test 2 at 11. WebGL, okay. Total score is 1171, but it doesn't give me like a range of what any of this means. Like there's no reference. It's like I have no idea what 1171 means. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't like this benchmark. I am not keeping this around. Okay, so Bootstrap. Do you have a data table here? I don't think they have like actual, I don't think they have normal data tables. I think they just have a normal table. Data tables usually have like all the search and other stuff in it with it too. Am I missing it? Tables. Yeah, these are just like simple tables. Okay, great. Another one that I look at every once in a while for reference is Viewtify. It's a view component framework, which I've used in the past. I like it, and then I like rarely use it, which is like, especially these days. But I like it. Let's see, where get started, I guess. Components. Probably not lists. Why? I feel like they make it harder to find things these days. Okay, not form input, data display. Okay, so just a normal table. Wasn't there the idea of a data table though, specifically? Data table. They do have a data table. It was under labs. Okay. So as you notice, it's the difference here is that you get pagination, and I think you can optionally get search too. That must be made by the same people who make frameworks every week and give zero insight on the benchmarks. It's like, here you go. This is like 45. And it's like, what does 45 mean? It's a number. Here you go. It's 45. I should have chosen 42 because then I could just say like, it's as helpful as the answer. All right. Well, I am confused at like, okay, I thought they had search for in data tables. They used to, I think they used to have search in data tables. I don't see it anymore though, which is too bad. So they have header, selection, sorting, pagination, filtering, grouping, slots. Okay. I kind of like the idea of adding search into data tables though, because like that's often something you want to do, and it's I guess like it might be part of filtering. So it's under labs. Like to me, I would be like, okay, we could have like a little bar like this, or maybe something up here where it's like, okay, you have all the type things, and you have like a search and a filter up top. I don't like having the search down below. That doesn't really make sense to me. Although having pagination down below makes sense because like I'm used to everyone using like I think like every design uses some kind of pagination at the bottom, sometimes also at the top, but everybody's used to like going to the bottom to say like, okay, what page am I on? So if we look at that, I probably want like a data table component. Let's go create one. I've also been reading about like how my idea of like doing these is a terrible idea, and then everything should just be a component. Like I should just have components, and like all element, everything just goes in there as long as it's a component. Like there's no like I don't break them up in here. I only break this up in the actual design document. So I kind of want to start doing that, and I'm just going to create a new I am going to create a new folder for that. So let's see, this is components. So we're going to touch mod and then also data table. So both of those. All right, so we want source components mod. Whereas, why can't you? Oh, now you're happy. Okay, so it must have taken a little bit of time for the LSP to start up and boot up. Can I find data table.rs? But if we take a look at here, here's components, data table.rs right there. And now you're happy with that. That's weird. I don't think that was happening before. I think it was actually checking the file and I touched it, which means that the file does exist on drive. It's empty, but it does exist, which means that Rust Analyzer should be happy with it. All right, we are using Yew, so now we have to remember all the fun things about Yew. So we'll definitely need props of some kind. Okay, and then I guess like we have to figure out what this is gonna look like, isn't it? Don't we? Because it's not gonna be just like a table outright right away. It's gonna be something else. So have the heater on over here, but like Zilby keeps on, like Zilby looks so cold and he'd rather sit on the table over there than like over here next to the heater, which is so strange. Later on today, he'll be next to the heater. It's just in the morning, he wants to be there. Let's see. So I want a title. Should we actually draw something? So we could have basically something like this, where it's two things. So like basically we have a header, we have the main body of it, we have the footer. Inside of here, we're gonna have like maybe a search. And I might do something like this. Where we say, okay, we have like a search bar. Oftentimes we want like a filter too. Where the filter would then be like a drop down of like, okay, filter by X, Y, and Z, or so on. So if I do something like that, I probably want like a title for this too. So if I make this whiter, we can have a title. I would just put this in the left here, like that. And then it would be all the normal things that you'd expect. So like we have column, it's like maybe we have like 4 columns here. We have data. This is not very well spaced out, but okay, gives the general idea around. And then finally, we would have, I need like a triangle or an arrow. Can I get a down arrow? Maybe? Up arrow? I'll do this up arrow. There's sometimes a way to rotate these. I may not be able to. I don't think I can rotate. Wait. Okay, I could flip. It's not exactly what I wanted. Close. So we'll have to pretend we know what we want here. Because I'm too lazy to make it down. So like each column can have like an up and down arrow next to it. And then that's what we use to like, okay, are we sort of like to show that are we ordering by that? Because that's usually what you want in a data table. And in this specific case, what I want this to, draggable. Then I want draggable. One of these columns would be a draggable column, and we would have, is there like a hamburger? Sure, hamburger. Everybody knows what a hamburger is. I mean, they don't usually look like that in code, but sure, why not? Then we could just do like the little draggable the three little line things. That could be the draggable icon. And we can say like, okay, that's these. And you can reorder based upon this if we want. So that way I can search for it, I can drag it. We can choose to have pagination. So that would be the next thing. So we can do, what was that? It's usually like a first, previous. Oh, it's something like first, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. With us in the middle, right? So like, put that over there somewhere. I don't like this design. Like first and last, I think are okay. This is next. Okay, no, I actually want to do. How do you all feel about something like that instead? Where you have like the double arrows is first and then one, and then I just put enough space between them so you can actually see what the difference between them. So if I do something like that. I could even just like put all the pages that are in here. Hopefully there's not more than like, 500. Like if there are a lot, we could just do that. But I am not going to worry about having too many pages. We're just going to have all the pages in here and figure it out. How do you feel about this design? I think this general design works. Why is every hamburger different? They're based upon the exact same thing, and they're all slightly got different artifacts. That's kind of funny. All right. So if we start off with the title then. So I want to take in the title. So pub title. This will be an attribute value. This is going to be required. And so how do I want to build this out? I probably want to build this part out altogether, and then we're going to pull in like, other things as needed. So we'll have probably a component or a BB BB container. Some people just like different things on the hamburger. Like I hate pickles on a hamburger. Who likes biting into a burning hot hamburger and then get a sub-frozen pickle? I mean, what if the pickle wasn't frozen? And so you got a burning hot hamburger with a same temperature pickle. Because I have to agree, if you put like a frozen something on a hamburger, you're just a monster. See, Zilby agrees. He got bothered enough that he had to change positions. Okay, and then we could do another. Okay, so this will now be the title. So I probably actually same temp pickle is fine. Okay, so that's good. Do I want to make this? Feels like it should be its own component now, shouldn't it? Like if I'm thinking about it, like this is obviously its own component at this point in time. Otherwise, this is gonna be really, really, really big. And so I'm gonna break it out. We're gonna do a title, we're gonna do a data table title component. So okay, did you go into here? You did. Okay, perfect. Let's see. So you are going to be this. We're going to start with the same thing. All right, what do we want in here? I want, you're going to be a simple title. We can make this an H level title, or it can just be a like a P. It probably should be an H table. So I probably need like a level. So pub, we'll make this like a title level. We'll do a BB title. And then you're going to be the props dot title level. Okay. Happy so far. Except for that. Oh, I'm missing something. Okay, so children's not satisfied. The following types implement trait has prop, how, has linked props to, blah, blah, blah. Am I missing title? Hold on. Oh, children. Yeah. That makes sense. Components at table title. Okay. Yes. I'm missing you. It's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. Okay. So then you go in here. Now you're upset because props need to have properties. And partial equal. And then this constantly comes up and sucks. So I need to allow. What literally was it? It's non-camel case types. So non-camel case types. Why didn't that work? It must not be that. That must not be the rule. Something about camel case? No, that's it, right? Like I want to allow non-camel. Oh. Okay. I think I have to do it up here. I have to do a bang. Because it's somewhere else in the page. Because it's a macro. It appears somewhere else. And that's what it was yelling at me about. Andrew, hello. Helix 23.1.10 released. Yes, I believe I'm using it. I believe so. Because I updated this last night. And I noticed that Helix updated. Can I see the version? There's no... Is there like an about in here, or do I have to exit out? Yeah, 23.10. Do you think they put 5G antennas in the kebab? Also, hello, Balder. The kebab? I'm going to just assume that we're talking about Helix, right? It's like they put 5G into Helix. Maybe. I mean, probably. It makes sense to just throw 5G into it, right? Okay, so we have our title, our level works, you're happy. So now we come back to data table. We have a container in here. It's yelling about children, so that's fine. I want to now and here say we have a BB data table title. There we go. Actually, I think it is self-closing in this case. I want there to be a title is going to be equal to the title. And then a level. So let's have a level in here. The level is going to be title level, BB title level. And I want this to have a prop or else. BB title level, let's say like it's going to be level 2 by default if I don't do anything else. Okay, no commas. All right, so that makes you, almost makes you happy. What's up with you? Is it props or else? It's props or else. You are upset now because you need to derive properties and partial equal. We need that allow camel case. Cannot find attribute props or wait, then it is prop or else. Okay, fine, it is prop or else. Can I find HTML? Oh, HTML. And finally, can I find that? So import you. Okay, happy here. Then I want to go to pages and we're going to use this. So we have you. Okay, so then this is going to be BB data table. We're going to throw, okay, we need the title. Title is going to be data table. And then we're going to have the title level. In this case, this should be a 3. Okay, we should now be able to see this. Maybe. Unless there's an error somewhere. Cannot move out. Okay, so you need to be cloned. Because of course you do. You kind of wish 5G just took off in laptops. That was always your dream, where you could just go anywhere and never worry about Wi-Fi. I mean, if you're gonna put it everywhere, if you're gonna like put up a tower every like 25 feet, which it kind of feels like it exists right now, which like, I don't know, like I'm not super thrilled with like competing 5G towers overlapping with each other. Like, I don't buy into like the full like everything's gonna like screw us up, but also like I can't imagine it's good for us to have so many of them near us. Like maybe we just have one per region, not like 200. One for every company that wants to have it, because that's what it feels like right now. So yeah. Rise of Ninja, hello. How are you doing today? But yeah, I sort of like agree. If we're gonna have all like the Wi-Fi signals everywhere, can't we at least all have all of our devices connecting to it to get benefit out of it? Otherwise, like, there's no point to like bombarding our bodies with all of these like, you know, radio signals without us actually being able to get them. Okay, so you're working there. There we go. Here's our data table. The whole speed benefit of 5G UW is basically having Wi-Fi routers on top of street lamps. Yeah. Except now you have Wi-Fi routers on top of street lamp. Like every block, there's another one, even though they can last more than a block, from what I can tell, from what like basic research I've done. But like each one is a different, like if you go to like the base of the street lamp, it's like this one is by AT&T, this one is by Verizon, this one is by this one. It's like, okay, I get it now. We have overlapping 5G from all the different companies. Yay. Okay, so maybe we should use a different title. Let's see. So we have data table, like maybe example, or let's actually do like we'll do this as like what we're trying to build, which in this case is going to be course articles. Okay, so we have course articles here. In your city, we're getting around 3.5 gigabits per second, which is 10 times faster than your home internet. Oh, nice. Yeah, in that case, you definitely want to be able to use that. Over here, we still get spotty connection in some areas, despite one being like pretty close to us. I don't think it's the one that we connect to. I think it's another competing company's one. And but instead, like we got lucky and got early access to one of the fiber companies that we're putting out. So I've got fiber into the house for internet, which is great. The negative is they're rebranding, which means I think they're about to change our prices, because it was a for life price. It was a really good deal. Now it's like, I'm a little bit concerned. Okay. Let's see. So we have my data. Okay, so we have this. Now I could put search and filter in to the right of this right now, but I don't know if I want to yet. So like the next thing, if we have like our data showing up, that's kind of like what's really important to me. Search and filter are also important. I guess I could take them in, and like I could take them in. We could create like areas for it. That makes sense. So as part of our title, we're gonna have search now. So that's gonna be probably do I have like a BB text? BB, not BB text, BB input? Okay, BB input. We'll just let you be upset at me. All right, you need an ID. Well, if I have two of these at the same time, so I need to create a generic ID. So it's probably something like title dash, or no, title could have a an ID too. I might need to take in an ID for this and then add in search to it. That makes sense to me. So I could do format. Can I clone this and then add to it? I would imagine that I can. Most companies are charging around $60 per person for unlimited. Unlimited is with many asterisks. Yes, there is no such thing as unlimited anymore, at least in the States. They're all limited, sometimes pretty significantly. Like mine is unlimited, but it charges you an extra $10 per gigabyte until eventually you hit unlimited without payment, and then another 10 gigabytes, and they're like, well, actually, now we're going to slow you down and like bring you to dial-up speeds. Well, the problem is that oftentimes they'll say like, oh, it's unlimited, but if you go over a certain cap, you start paying extra. And I remember, so that there was somebody who got the gigabit from Comcast Xfinity, and they're like, oh man, this is gonna be so great. So they set all their YouTube to 4K by default because they thought it was gonna be amazing. Plus they were doing all sorts of other stuff. They left like just video, like music videos and other things downloaded, like playing in the background. They blew through their cap in like the first half month or less. And the way that it was working, I don't know if it's still then that way right now, they got charged per gigabyte afterwards, extra at like a couple dollars per gigabyte. And it was basically a really big ripoff. That was horrible. It does not, Albert, you pay around €16 per month for unlimited 5G, but you only have a 4G mobile. It does not have limits while in France, and 35 gigabytes 5G in other European. See, you all know how to do like networking stuff properly, or at least you all know how to stop the companies from just charging whatever they want. We're not very good at that. we just like let companies do whatever they want. And that usually screws us over. Okay, so search ID. So I want to update this. Can I do that with an ID? So can I say like props dot ID? Oh, because if I clone it, I get the same ID. So I need to turn this into a new string, don't I? This is gonna be more like a format thing. Where I'm now gonna say, okay, I want a format. I want to have that thing dash search, something like that. And this is gonna be props.id.aster. Then in here, and then you need this to be an attribute value. So we're going to do an attribute value from from format. Okay, give me that. Okay, so we have search ID. ID is now going to be the search ID. Okay. Let's see. Label. Okay, so we're missing label. Label is going to be search. Name. Name is going to be search. What does that look like? Does that not look like anything? No, we still have an error. Oh, right, because now you need an ID. Okay, so ID, this is in the components, which means I probably need an ID up from here. Oh, but that's not going to work. What am I thinking? ID is actually still going to be props.id. .3 terabyte cap. That's good. That's really good. Okay, BB table, you want to, oh, I need to pass in the ID. Okay, so we're missing ID now. But this is now the pages, so I get to just make it up here. So this is going to be the course articles. Okay, there we go. Now your search is over here. That's not exactly what I want. I want the ability to have the label be like on the left and the thing on the right. So this might be, I kind of want to do like an inline on the input. I don't think there is one. So make that proper default. Okay, so then what's the styling for inline gonna be? I know there's, I'm using I am using bootstraps. There is a way in Bootstrap to make something inline pretty easily. Oh, components. I want components. Oh, it's on there. Wait. Oh, I probably want to switch it to all of these, like whatever these are. Let's see. Ryzen Ninja. By the way, remember the CSV plan we had? We scrapped that. We switched from compute instances to bare metal servers. We got the cost down from $3.5 thousand to $300. That's nice. That's good. Excellent. But the only caveat is we don't have block storage or attach any other volume to the instances. I mean, is that okay? Hopefully that's okay, right? I kind of like this. I kind of like what this looks like, which is maybe I just switch everything over to that. I wonder what that's gonna look. I wonder if that's gonna look okay or not. All right, so maybe I don't do that, and we just say, hey, all inputs, you're a group now, and then the label, I just make you part of input group text. It's okay for now. I'm working on attaching the bare metal servers together using Docker Swarm, which should be fine. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, if they can like just talk to each other, then you're fine. And as long as like you have security set up, you're good to go too. So I probably want something like this. I wonder if I can do this to the input. So I wonder if I could just add this class to this label. So I already have you, right? So what if I just do that? And then I need an input group around this. We can do class equals, you're just an input group. And then I want, I mean, I think that's it, right? Then we have input group text, there's IDs and all that stuff, but I think it's fine because I have a label that should be good to go. What do you look like? You look terrible. That doesn't look right. That's not the right size. I wonder if I should create another, like an inline title for this. Maybe I should. Okay. An inline input. The thing is, like, where does the, normally you can find in here somewhere. Oh, it's usually like elsewhere that I found it. So I don't want form, well, maybe it's overview. It checks input groups. Oh, it's just like literally just down on that same page. Okay, these are all new lines. No, that's not helpful. Attach labels and buttons to your inputs. Okay, so I don't necessarily want to do that. I want to do this inline. So multiple states, inline. Okay, layout. Okay, so we have that for label. We have form grid. So this is... I mean, not much. Horizontal form. Maybe this? So input email. Oh, I just do a call. I just do call. That's it. Darknet. Hello. How are you doing today? Yeah, inline forms on a side. So like we eventually found it. Although like wait, inline forms. There. Using the row calls classes to create responsive horizontal layouts, blah blah blah. Okay, there's multiple. So I want to do something like this. That's hiding the label. Why are they hiding the label? Okay, let's actually play around with this. So where's our okay, let's choose. Here's our username. So if I remove this visually hidden class, oh, because like so the username is showing up there anyways. It's not like there's a way for me to get this to show up down here. So they're recommending that I use that form group thing to then show this here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's a thing. What is causing this to show up? It's probably because it shouldn't be a label, right? This should be like a span over here. If I edit you, let's remove input group text, okay, cut you out. So there's search, so then label, okay, input. So if I do the span, text, span close you, and we have something like search for you. That works a lot better. Okay. Okay. Just because of things like this, you don't like Bootstrap. Like I feel like all of them have like the same problems, and like Tailwind doesn't really give you very much. Like Tailwind gives you like very like a basic framework to like build your own thing on, which is great. It's a lot of work to get something going with it. But then if you want to use any of the like the bootstrappy type things with it, you have to pay them money, which I'm like at that point it's like, okay, well, they ramp up the cost pretty quickly. But okay, this works, I think. So what I need to do is have the ability to hide the, okay, so we're gonna have a pub hide like show label. Should it be show label or should I have hide label? Maybe we should have like hide label. is gonna be a Boolean with proper default, right? So it's by default false. So we won't hide the label. I think I want show label. Okay, so show the label is true, but I can override it to be false. Pay for it. Oh yeah, Tailwind is like a paid product. Like if you go with Tailwind by default, what they give you is like a very bare bones like CSS framework with some very basic stuff set up for you, and that's really it. So a way for you to build components in CSS, and essentially that's what all you get with Tailwind. They have a bunch of premium components. So think Bootstrap, Material View, Viewtify. They have like a bunch of those components that are ready to go, that look really good. They're pretty awesome. They have a lot of them. And they have multiple levels of premium packages you can buy to get access to those components. Interesting. Flowbyte. I've never heard of Flowbyte before. Also, yeah, so sorry, I have those links turned off, but let's take a look at this. Sorry about that. Is this one of the free ones? Oh, it's components which uses Tailwind behind the scenes. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, one of the things that I did was I designed this component library that I could swap out and use different front-end CSS frameworks if I want to. So I could add in Tailwind and start using that later on. I could basically just like create a new version of I can just like replace the input, and everything will just work as normal. We'll just have to have both Tailwind and Bootstrap installed at the same time, but it'll allow me to sort of like not have to do a 100% replace right away. But okay, let's see if we can get this thing going today. So we have a show label true bool, and then if the show label, oh, maybe it's not show label. Maybe this is what is this pattern called that they use for this? This is like this thing. What is that? So like they call it the input group text. I wonder, should I call it like inline text? Maybe inline text. Label, or I could just do like inline. Yeah, let's do inline. And so we're gonna have this be false by default. Okay, so I think regardless, we can make you a group and you'll be fine. So coming back to here, no, to here. So you're gonna be an input group. And then you'll be okay there. The label I may or may not have. So let's do, I have this class, so label classes. All right, so this will be classes macro. So we'll have form label, and then it gets interesting, right? So if props dot inline, if props inline is true, I want this to be visually hidden. I want to add visually hidden. Otherwise, I want ooh, I want nothing at all. So this should probably be a sum. Visually hidden. Otherwise, a none. Okay. Then you class are gonna switch out with label classes. And so that allows me to hide the label around depending upon if we have that. And then we also have this thing where it's if props dot inline. So if that's true, I want this span. And then you're gonna have the, what was it? It's the title, props dot label clone. And then you are going to be a class of input group text. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so back to you. Okay, we have you showing like this. This is fine. Everything's okay. I want to now make. I haven't really truly made it inline yet, but we can change out the label. So oh, but it's not here. Input element, say a title, this one. So then I want inline equals true. There we go. Okay. That looks right. And then I want this to be like true inline, if I can do that, which might, I probably need to do some like rows and column shenanigans here. It's like where I do like BB row, BB row, close this off here. Down, and then do a BB calls for each of these two. BB call. Did you come in? Yeah. I want to do this exact same thing. Okay, okay. So that puts you over there. That's fine. I don't mind that. And then if I do, let's just for time purposes, I'll probably want to change this from an input to a select box for the filtering, or like figure out what the filtering is going to look like different. But we'll create a filter ID. So filter ID. Filter ID name is filter by. Name is filter. Inline true. Okay. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, right? And then you can imagine that if I put this as a drop down, then I could select that there. So that's not too bad. The nice thing about using components that are separated out is I could just go and change it one place and it just works everywhere else. And then theoretically, I haven't totally screwed up all this. No, I haven't. So this all still looks generally the same. Like, that being said, I wonder if I want to, like, I kind of do like the that pattern where it like puts them in here. So I might just do that. Oh no, actually this has screwed it up. This was above it before, wasn't it? Okay, so we do need to fix this and figure out, like, why is it because it's an input group? Like, if I remove that, oh, it's because it's an input group. Okay, so there we go. We can fix that pretty easily. You become this class, so let sort of like the main here, like what is it called? It's just input group. Yeah, I think it's like that. Now you show up here like this again, so you have the right styling again, but you also have the right styling. So there we go. Okay, so we haven't totally screwed it up. So we're good to go there. All right. So we've I don't have a select yet for it because I don't know what's going to go into the filter yet. Probably something that I don't actually know what I would filter by. Like that, sometimes that's gonna be like, okay, filter by, you know, this column or something else like that. Maybe I don't even have a filter at all. Maybe it's just search, in which case we're good to go. But I will make that decision later today. So it is time for me to head off to my day job. So I'm gonna go ahead and get sort of like finish up here. Let's see. Shane makes art. Welcome, welcome, welcome. With the 57 person raid. I was just starting to look at raid targets as well, and I was seeing you streaming. I was like, ooh, maybe we can raid. And then I forget. Is it Cherie or Sherry? I want to make sure I pronounce that correctly. So sorry about it if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Also, hello everybody else. How are you all doing today? Happy Friday. Hello Grassam or Grayson. Hello Mycosin. Hello Yonko Chaos. Hello Smirking Squiggly. I know. Well, it's a thing. It happens. It's fine. So I will let. How about you, Sherry? Do you have a suggestion? Who should we raid, or anybody else who's on? Who should we raid? Who should we go to? We have Raimu is streaming. Raimu is working on Rust and creating a data disintegrator. Raid Sherry again. You can raid offline people, so I could raid Sherry, and that would be hilarious. Oh, it's Shari. Okay, Shari. I'll try to remember that for next time. Thank you. JD does dev. Okay, let me see if I could find JD does dev. Is working on Godot stream. Okay, so building a chat battle royale. That sounds fun. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and raid JD does dev. I won't be able to hang around too long because I have my day job to go to, so I am gonna go run to that, but I could hang out for like a few minutes. So let's see. Raid. Let's make sure I get the spelling correct. JD does dev. There we go. Lots of people having fun developing for a Twitch chat. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing any kind of like API dev where you're like then get to see the immediate result in like, and everybody gets to use it too. It's always fun. All right, everybody. We're gonna go with JD does dev today. Maybe we'll try the other ones later on. But we have been working on web dev in Rust, but I'll be back this afternoon. As you can see, at around 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time to continue working on this web dev in Rust. But until then, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.